the nema, that is prophethood. And from now on, we are happy and satisfied with the faith Islam. So this means a prophet is Khatam, who is the very best. A prophet is Khatam when his teaching is perfect and no other teaching can ever supersede it. This also blocks the way of Bahaiyat, totally and perfectly. No Bahaiyat after Islam. And then the Holy Quran also goes on building the same theme by describing what Khatamiyat is, by declaring that Khatam is a prophet after whom no independent prophet can ever come. If a prophet can come, he has to be subordinate. Because if the most perfect prophet has come, then only someone can be born under him to be guided to the stage of prophet, not apart from him, not independent of him. And this logical conclusion has also been made clear in a verse in Surah An-Nisa, where the Holy Quran says, وَمَنْ يُطِعِ اللَّهَ وَالرَّسُولَ فَأُولَٰئِكَ مَعَ الَّذِينَ أَنْعَمَ اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِمْ مِنَ النَّبِيِّينَ وَالصِّدِّيقِينَ وَالشُّهَدَاءِ وَالصَّالِحِينَ وَحَسُنَ أُولَٰئِكَ رَفِيقًا. مَنْ يُطِعِ اللَّهَ وَالرَّسُولَ, whoever obeys Allah and our Rasul, this Prophet Muhammad. You have to believe in all prophets, but to obey after the advent of Islam is only essential with regard to Rasul Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. You obey Allah and obey Him. That is all Allah requires of you. If you do that, what would happen? Would you be punished or rewarded? Rewarded. In what sense? Will you be rewarded to a degree that previously all those were rewarded who obeyed other prophets, or less than that? Tell me. If obeying Muhammad, Musa for instance, or Isa or other prophets before them was rewarded, so also the obeying of Hazrat Muhammad Rasulullah is rewarded. Which reward should be greater, which should be less?
Rewarded.
Should be greater or less?
Greater.
Alright. So if by obeying other prophets, people were also rewarded to the status of prophethood, should it be denied to those who obey Hazrat Muhammad Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam? اور ناٹ؟
اردو میں تھوڑا سا مجھے
اگر پرانے انبیاء کی پیروی سے، ان کی کامل اطاعت سے ایک انسان کو یہ انعام بھی مل سکتا تھا کہ وہ نبوت تک پہنچ جائے، اسے اللہ نبوت عطا کرے، کیونکہ یہ سب سے بڑا انعام ہے، تو رسول اللہ صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم پہلے انبیاء سے افضل تھے کہ نہیں تھے؟
افضل تھے ان سے۔
ان کی اطاعت کے بعد اگر یہ اعلان ہو کہ اگر نبوت ڈھونڈنی ہے تو پرانے انبیاء کی اطاعت کرو، اس نبی کی اطاعت میں نبوت نہیں ملے گی، تو یہ عظمت کا اعلان ہے یا کم تر ہونے کا اعلان؟
رسول پاک صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم پہلے جو نبی تھے ان کی،
اگر قرآن یہ کہہ دیتا
جی
کہ اگر اطاعت میں تم نے نبوت ڈھونڈنی ہے تو پھر تمہیں پہلے پیدا ہونا چاہیے تھا، رسول اللہ علیہ وسلم سے پہلے انبیاء کی اطاعت سے تو مل سکتی تھی، مگر اس نبی کی اطاعت سے یہ انعام نہیں مل سکتا۔ اگر یہ اعلان قرآن کریم کرتا تو آپ کا کیا خیال ہے، رسول اللہ علیہ وسلم کی بڑائی کا اقرار کر رہا ہوتا یا نعوذ باللہ کم ہونے کا؟ آپ کو نہ انگریزی سمجھ آ رہی نہ اردو سمجھ آ رہی، پنجابی بول رہا ہوں؟
نہیں، کم ہوتا ہے میرے خیال میں، کم ہوتا ہے۔
ہاں بالکل ٹھیک ہے، زور سے کہیں، بالکل صحیح ہے، یو آر کوائٹ رائٹ۔
اصل میں حضور آپ کو بہت عرصے بعد دیکھے، بات نہیں ہو رہی ہے،
سنا تو نہیں عرصے کے بعد، آپ کو سننے کی بات ہو رہی ہے۔ Now I come to return to English again, please, if you permit me. I was telling you that the Holy Quran makes a declaration. Only the title is what I have just read to you. The title is, before that declaration, مَن يُطِعِ اللَّهَ وَالرَّسُولَ. Whoever obeys Allah and this Prophet. What do you expect? Announcement of a reward or a punishment? A reward, of course. Announcement of a reward of an ordinary nature or of the highest degree. Because the Prophet is highest, what is going to be announced later has to be of the highest degree of a unique quality. Right? And that is exactly what the verse declares before it ends. It says, وَمَن يُطِعِ اللَّهَ وَالرَّسُولَ. Whoever obeys Allah and this Prophet Muhammad, فَأُولَٰئِكَ مَعَ الَّذِينَ أَنْعَمَ اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِمْ. From now on, only these will be the people who will be the recipient of rewards from Allah. All the rest have been cut out. So it's an announcement of a unique nature. The Holy Quran says, Ulaika, that is hasar. Those who know the Arabic grammar, they know what I'm talking about, and all scholars agree on this. فَأُولَٰئِكَ مَعَ الَّذِينَ أَنْعَمَ اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِمْ is an expression of which is referred to in grammar as hasar, which means from then now on only these people will receive the favors of Allah. It does not mean small favors will be denied to others. It means the favors, recognized favors, the offices, spiritual offices which have been mentioned in the Quran will be now reserved for these people. What are those offices which are called favors? You know that? The Holy Quran goes on building. Nothing is left to your imagination. It says, فَأُولَٰئِكَ مَعَ الَّذِينَ أَنْعَمَ اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِمْ. These are the only people now who will receive favors of Allah. مِنَ النَّبِيِّينَ. These will be from among the prophets. وَالصِّدِّيقِينَ. And from among the righteous who are entitled Siddiq, like Hazrat Abu Bakr. وَالشُّهَدَاءِ. And these will be the people who will be entitled Shaheed. وَالصَّالِحِينَ. And ordinary righteous people, the lowest rung of status in Islam. These are the four status which are rewards for goodness. And the Holy Quran binds all these four to the obedience to Rasul Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and God, of course. If there was no type of prophet possible after the advent of Hazrat Muhammad Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, why did God forget it when He revealed this verse? Had He forgotten that some time ago He had declared that there will be no prophet after Hazrat Muhammad Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam? There can't be any consistency in Allah's word. That is what the mullah should understand, please. This verse is very clear in its message. It says that if you truly believe Allah and Rasul, this Rasul, now it depends on your degree of obedience. And if you also obey them, then no office is denied to you, even prophethood. From among the obedient servants of Muhammad Rasulullah, there will be prophets. There will be Siddiq, Shaheed, etc., etc. So the Holy Quran has not grudged any believer who truly obeys Hazrat Akram Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam any office. How can mullah snatch that office from us? So this is the issue which in fact you raised as a question. So no Ahmadi can say that Hazrat Masih Maud ﷺ is Khatam. There is no Khatam but Hazrat Muhammad Rasulullah. No Ahmadi can even claim that he is the last of prophets of any sort. Because this verse will remain in the Quran even after Hazrat Masih Maud ﷺ.